and alhamdulillah that you have took
Alhamdulillah.
your shahada.
Nah, I been took my shahada. I've been Muslim. I just wasn't on my deen. You heard? Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I took
so
my
you
shahada back when I was with my Isha. I took my shahada back in like 2016 in East Atlanta. I just wasn't on my deen.
oh, okay,
So you know what I'm saying?
okay.
I'm on my deen again. You heard?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Pardon my sin. That's good. Not saying I'm planning on doing none of that, but
None of that.
a lot of stuff. It's like, you know what? Islam is the only thing I was missing from the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? I realized that.
Now, I'm going to just say this to you because there's a lot of things that are going to take place over the next couple of months to a year. We're going to sit back and watch it. But I'm going to tell you something. This is the main reason why Nature Boy is in jail right now. And I've been said it. There's a lot of people that used to troll and harass not only myself, but other channel holders. They were supporters of him. They believed in the knowledge, and they didn't understand that what they was following was a scam.
And I know you love me because you could have left me. Y'all all could leave me at any time, and y'all still been holding me down. Absolutely. Like gravity. Y'all could have left me at any time, and I appreciate you. Thank you, because they left me in here to die. I really put myself in here for a break. I needed a break. I ain't gonna lie. I had too many people around me that was for me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I had to get the squares out my circle. You heard? So, but it's all good.
This was not no knowledge or a spiritual journey, a holistic lifestyle. I don't know where Nature Boy went wrong, but he went wrong a long time ago. Maybe his intentions was pure when he was melanated, when he had that tribe, but some way along the lines, that dude turned rotten. And his intentions going forward when he became carbonation and people were coming over there, that's when he had that 300,000. He's buying those mopeds and flying people out. That money went to his head. It's a pattern of behavior with people like Nature Boy, aka narcissist. And it happened again, so that you know that it's a pattern of behavior, because soon as he blew up on Big O and he got that like 90-day, winning streak, and he started making the 3 milli tier, which, after some time fumbled. He stopped making it. But soon as he was getting that 30,000 a month, because the 3 milli tier, you get at least, if you get 300 beans, 24,000 a month. I'm saying if he was at 30,000, he must have exceeded the 3 milli beans tier to get, like he said, he was making 30,000 a month. He had enough.
I don't want nobody to think that I'm beefing with nobody, because it ain't nobody for me to beef with, because I turned 40 in here, 40 times around the sun. Because what I learned is that hurt people, and heal people. I can't be what you are. I'm not gonna let you make me into who you are, because I'm not who you think I am.
He allowed that money, the same currency that he talks about that we work hard for every day at these Walmart jobs and McDonald's and Burger King, all that stuff that he was clowning us about. That money, yet again, like the 300,000, changed who Nature Boy was. And it didn't become about the knowledge anymore. It didn't become about a holistic lifestyle. It became about taking advantage of the Black community and doing what everybody else was doing to gain. He was in the limelight. He was getting the money, and he let all of what he was teaching knowledge-wise, he started being that same demon. The same knowledge he taught about and not how to be, he turned into that monster. And when he got on Big O, he turned into that monster again. I think he even got worse. And this is why he's in jail now, because He let social media, all these toxic entities, and he's supposed to be a master teacher, he allowed them to distract where he was going. And I'm going to say something to you. He said in that jail phone call, all through that jail phone call, he was not on his deen. So if there's any truth that he became Muslim in 2016 when he was at 𝗪𝗎𝗂, when people get in trouble, sometimes that's when the truth comes out. He said all through that jail call the other day with Keyz, Ebb, and also with the girls, that he took his Shahada in 2016, but he hasn't been on his deen. He hasn't been about no spiritual anything. And it took him to go to jail to finally admit to us he has not been on nothing spiritual. So everything we were seeing was demonic. I do believe the rumors of him doing voodoo and witchcraft, evil stuff to people that disagreed to him, even people in his circle. Because I remember myself and others saying sometimes I had to pull away from this stuff. Sometimes I got nightmares. Sometimes I couldn't sleep because we were looking at a demonic force. This man, because of his life experiences, growing up, things that he didn't have, the misfortunes, his parents not being in there, his life, we don't really know what the real truth is. But what has came out of his mouth, a lot of people, even people that physically haven't been in the flesh around him, have been affected by this man. And that's why we cannot continue to let history repeat itself. Because if we say that that's not our issue and we don't keep talking about it just to remind the community that this stuff goes on behind closed doors, and we have people that are nutty enough to record it like Natureboy did, and they fool you with this spiritual thing, holistic lifestyle. Yeah, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna live off the land, and you buy into all that because you done fell short and you want somebody to control your life, not knowing the person that's about to control your life can't even control their own life. You are gonna wind up in a world of issues. There's a lot of people, even from a distance, have given up worldly possessions just for a couple of days, only to figure out that they were gamed, kicked out of carbonation, and they gave everything up. Or there's a lot of people that went over there over the years and they're still struggling with the mental issues they had prior to going to carbonation that they have that has worsened because of what they have experienced in the hands of Natureboy. And I think that that's like a punch in the stomach when you hear him now admit, not that people can't fall short and apologize for their wrong, but why did it have to take him to go to jail to finally admit? If you don't know, basically on his deen, he's basically saying, I haven't been on my spiritual journey in quite some time. It took him to be locked up and had to sit with himself to admit publicly he has not been on anything spiritual. So what was he showing us on social media? He was showing us a demonic side, the devil side of him. And it destroyed a lot of people's lives as people right now as we speak, building up their life again, because Natureboy is the type of person, he's a narcissist and he doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't care about himself. He's not even loving himself, let alone loving you. How can somebody love you when they don't love themselves? But Natureboy is the type of person, he'll build you up for a hot second once he sees that you might have a plan B, or that you're getting, back on the right track. He'll drag you back down. And it's a revolving door. And I'm telling you, mental abuse is worse than physical abuse. Physical abuse, you can heal from it. Mental abuse, once you are messed up in the head, some people don't come back from that. That's why we have to protect our eyes and our ears, and we have to understand who we are going to, giving ourselves to when we fall short, because these people can have you running down a rabbit hole and you get stuck there, and you will be worse off than when you left, which was, when I say left, when you were running from yourself, and figured out the hard way that you can't run from yourself, and you are running from yourself. And he is not a god. This man is an evil entity, and sometimes people have to learn the hard way, like Nature Boy's learning right now, that sometimes you got to put somebody in jail and sit them down so that they can sit with themselves and realize what they're doing that's affecting not only one or two people, but a community. Even if you wasn't involved in carbonation, if you watch the mess for many of years or many of months or days, you were affected. Because when you realize, like I realized as a commentator, that this is real, you say to yourself, a lot of what he was doing was very inhumane. And that's why the supporters that are still there trying to support him, the little stragglers, they need to understand they are not singling Nature Boy out. Nature Boy is someone to be reckoned with. He's a danger to society. And sometimes people have to get locked away until they get rehabilitated. And Nature Boy truly needs some rehabilitation. And I guarantee you, once he gets back on top from a distance by fueling these women up to do the job as his content, you're going to see him roar his evil head again. Because when people tell you who they are, you need to believe them. And it takes a long time for somebody, in my opinion, to really sit with themselves, understand they're wrong, and make it right. And Nature Boy has been messed up for a long time, so it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be some, see, I knew he didn't change, days again that we're going to see that the behavior of who Nature Boy stands for is still there. But we're going to sit back and watch, and we're going to see who falls first in this domino effect of no longer being a carbonation existing. But it's going to have to stop with these women that are still there hanging on, that they have to let go. Once those lines of communication is gone, well, let me rethink that. Brandon Keyz will still be there, and I think that he's bigger. He's a bigger entity, and what he has prepared behind the scenes is bigger than his whole carbonation crew that left. And that's only one man. And I know for a fact Keyz is a threat, because money talks and BS walks. So he'll still have Keyz, but I feel as though, so that he still has a voice, like the other day when he went live, he needs them girls over there to accept those collect calls so he can make an appearance when people start falling off, to get back up on these social media platforms and let people hear his voice so he can keep this mess going on.